Today I will talk about sample size calculations for correlation and Cronbach alpha. The correlation, Pearson's correlation and Cronbach alpha seems to be distant relative. So I have covered sample size calculation of both in a single lecture. This is part 3 of my series of lectures on sample size calculations. So this is my lecture outline. First, I will talk about sample size calculation for correlation coefficient, that is Pearson's R. Then I'll talk about sample size calculation for Cronbach alpha. This is the formula for Pearson's correlation coefficient, and this is the conceptual formula where Pearson's correlation coefficient R is equal to covariance of variable x and y divided by the standard deviations of x and y. For confidence interval of correlation coefficient, we need to first do Fisher transformation. This is the formula for Fisher's transformation, and it is the inverse of hyperbolic tangent function. And this is the standard error. And this is how we calculate the confidence interval. And we then do reverse transformation to get the range of values. To test the significance of correlation coefficient, we can do either a t-test or z-test. In z-test, we can see that it is the inverse hyperbolic tangent function. This is how we calculate the significance of correlation coefficient. Now we can calculate the sample size for single correlation coefficient. So this is how we do the calculation. In denominator, we have the Fisher's transformation, and this is for single correlation. So it is single R here, and we incorporate both the confidence and power here. This is the formula for two correlation coefficients. There are two scenarios. One is when the correlation coefficients are independent, that is, there are two groups, and each group having two variables, and there is correlation between two variables which is different for each group. In such a scenario, the sample size formula is very similar to previous one. We just have to do Fisher transformation of both the correlations. The second scenario is when there are two dependent correlations. In such a scenario, there is a single group, and in the single group, there are three variables x, y, and z, and there is a question of correlation between x and y and x and z. For that, the viewers are referred to the following references. You can use R package Concord also for such a situation. Now sample size calculation for Cronbach alpha. This is the calculation of Cronbach alpha. It is the measure of internal consistency or reliability indicating how closely related a set of items are as a group. It is calculated as follows, whereas this term is the variance of item I and this term is the variance of the total test scores. These are the steps for calculation of Cronbach alpha. It is very easy and it can be calculated using pen and paper or using an Excel file. This is the Python code which I have written to calculate the Cronbach alpha. This is the use of the code, and it can also be calculated using the package Penguin, and both the packages are giving similar results. This is how we calculate the confidence interval for Cronbach alpha. It is a little bit complicated, and I will provide you Python code also. So in a special case of parallel measurement, this is the confidence interval described by Bonnet in publication 2010. And in my Python code, we will calculate this and assign it to W0 parameter. This is the confidence interval in case of two Cronbach alpha, that is the difference between two Cronbach alpha. This is how we can calculate the sample size. These calculation based on precision when there is one Cronbach alpha and when there are two Cronbach alpha. First we calculate N0, then we calculate the N. This is the Python code which I have written for calculation of the sample size for Cronbach alpha. using just the confidence interval. This is the use of the code. This is the sample size calculation. This is the power analysis approach. In the first scenario, we have null hypothesis that the Cronbach alpha is equal to H. In the second scenario, we have null hypothesis that there are two Cronbach alpha which are equal. So there is slight difference between these two formulas. The difference is just the result of this is half the result of this, because here it is 2q and here it is 4q. Rest it is same. This is the Python code which I have written to calculate the sample size when there are two Cronbach alphas. And this is first we calculate this ratio, then we put this ratio in this formula. So this is the reference from where I have taken the content. This is the book on biomedical statistics for Pearson's correlation coefficient. I have used this book. And for the calculations regarding Cronbach alpha, I have used this reference. This is the DOI of this reference, and this is a very good reference. So this is all for today. Thank you very much.